Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Final Score with Matthew and
Stevie Fly.
Yeah. What's up, guys? It's the Final Score back again, and tonight, some of you guys out there, maybe you Baltimore Ravens fans or the one Cleveland Brown fan out there, uh, wouldn't like this podcast tonight. With me tonight is Tim and Steve from the Pittsburgh Sports Memory podcast. You remember I had them on a while back, and if you haven't checked these guys out, check them out, guys. I mean, it's not just Steeler football. Tim was just telling me about the Pittsburgh indoor soccer team from a while back. They did an episode on that. Pittsburgh Pirates, whatever, Pittsburgh Penguins. If you're into any of that, just check them out. And plus, I gotta say this because this book took me like an act of Congress to get it. They put out a book, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. I'm trying to hold it up straight, but Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, the unofficial history. I have not had a chance to dive into it yet, but I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a great read right here because it took me, like I said, with the UPS, with the way things are with shipping now, it took like 2 weeks to get it here because it was stuck somewhere. Maybe somebody hijacked it. One of Cleveland Brown fans hijacked it or something like that because they weren't in it. Anyway, welcome to the show, Tim and Steve. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It'll be fun doing this draft.
So I was just on the episode before on their podcast. We did a draft, Pittsburgh Steelers draft and it had to be players that played in the 70s and 80s. That was very interesting. We had some good picks, and me and Tim were talking about before we came on. There wasn't a lot of turnover back in the 70s, 80s. You didn't have free agency. When the guys went to that team, they pretty much stayed there for a while. So this one should be a little bit easier for all of us. So what we're going to do a 22-man team, offense and defense. They played in the 80s, well, not in the 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010 to present. I'll put it that way. So a lot of choices here. And we do like a snake draft and tonight on this show, after he pulled a sneaky move on the other show, I'm not gonna talk about that. You'll have to tune into that one and check that out. Steve will be going first. I'll be going second, and then Tim will be going after that. So it should be a shocker who the first pick was. I mean, a really shocker who the first pick's going to be. But I will go ahead and turn it over. Steve, you're on the clock.
All right, I'm on the clock. Thanks, Commissioner Stevie. And for our first pick of this fake draft, I didn't have to trade for him. I didn't have to negotiate with the Mannings. I just was able to get him straight up. I didn't have to call Ernie Accorsi or whoever was running the San Diego team that's in LA now. I am picking Ben Roethlisberger from the University of Miami of Ohio because goodness gracious, good luck with the rest of your quarterback picks.
There's going to be a big fight between me and Tim over some people.
Neil O'Donnell is a hot option now.
Like I told Tim before we went on the air, if anybody picks Lima Sweet before I do, y'all are in trouble. So I'm up next, and if I should have changed my jersey to my second favorite Steeler of all time, I'm going to go defense. And I'm going to go ahead and take Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. I was hoping Troy would fall to me, but I kind of figured he wouldn't. Good pick. Yeah. All right. Well, I've got to take my favorite Steeler of all time. It's Rod Woodson. Just a guy that would single-handedly win you games. And then
he had Jim Kelly's number there on Monday Night Football for a while.
Yeah, he really did.
You're not picking Sammy Walker?
I'm not picking Sammy Walker. No, I'm going to save him for later. I'm hoping to get him in like the third round.
Yeah. It was 3rd and Sammy. It is 3rd and Sammy.
Yeah. All right. So then with my next pick, I think I got to go the bus.
I knew it.
Dennis.
Jesus.
Mhm.
Jeez. Every time I think of one, y'all were killing me. It's like, All right. So should I get the all right, I'm gonna go offensive line. I'm gonna go Marquise Pouncey.
Yep, that's a good anchor for your line for sure.
I'm not really worried about quarterback right now. I mean, I think Kent Grant's safe.
All right. So I'm up with the double picks here, huh? I guess I'll take geez, this is I don't know. I'll go with Dermontti Dawson again, since I picked him last time. Get a good offensive line going.
Boy, the run on centers was earlier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you got another pick.
My second pick will be I don't know. Let's take probably get him later. I don't know. It's always like, how late can you get somebody you really want? I'll go with it's probably way too soon, but I'm gonna go with Aaron Smith. I think he's one of the most unrelated players ever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and get one of my running backs out the board. I'm gonna go Le'Veon Bell.
Good pick. Until he wants more money, then you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, we gotta keep him. I don't know, just keep him away from New York.
Keep him away from the money. Yeah. Yeah. And driving on McKnight Road really fast. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh Lord. Anybody gonna pick the other counterpart in that little incident there?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be out there. We'll see. All right. I'm just gonna go all in and making it pretty much impossible for any opposing quarterbacks to have more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. I'm gonna take James Harrison and TJ Watt.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go a little more offense right now. I'll go Hines Ward.
Nobody thought he could be picked this high. He's already feeling disrespected. It's good motivation.
It's like TJ Watt. Come on.
You're gonna have a heck of a salary cap there. We didn't have to worry about that when we were doing the last draft. So this time you got to worry about salary
That's
cap.
true.
Okay. My turn again.
Yep.
Yep. All right. I guess I'll stay on defense. I'm gonna take Casey Hampton.
Steve's building up the line.
Yeah, I don't want anybody running on me. Unlike the current Steelers. Next pick, I'll take a linebacker. Let me have James Ferrier.
Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like he's one of those guys who
I picked a lot of guys that I probably could pick later, but I don't know.
Oh, you never know. That's the trickiness.
Ferrier and
That's right.
Smith are like, I think they're two of the pieces that made that defensive go, and nobody ever remembers them much.
Yeah, Ferrier, I feel like, is one of those guys that people appreciated way more after his career than they did during his career, if that makes sense.
They
Probably
really haven't replaced him.
Right.
probably one of the best trades Pittsburgh ever made with the best trade. I mean, because he came right in and just lit that defense up as soon as he got there.
Mhm.
All right, so linebacker, I'm gonna go Kevin Green.
It's a good one. Hall of Famer. Okay, so I got two picks again. I got to go Antonio Brown. I know he's going to be a head case, but man, I mean, he's just.
Yeah,
I still think he's the best receiver in Steeler history. I know I'll get flack for saying that, but I believe it.
he put up the numbers, that's for sure.
He did. And then I don't have any offensive linemen so far, so I might as well start with Alan Faneca. Another Hall of Famer.
All right. Let me see here. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I could probably get him later. All right. I'm going to stay with linebacker. I'm going to go Chad Brown.
Yeah, good pick. All right, we're back to me again.
Yep.
Hey, look at me. Uh, maybe pick up a running back. Let me have Willie Parker.
Fast Willie. Fun fact about Willie Parker, Steve and I.
Yeah, that game. Oh, God.
Yeah, we're at a Pitt, North Carolina game at Three Rivers Stadium. And this kid from North Carolina just ran all over Pitt. They upset them. It was a weird like Saturday night game. And we're like, who's that kid? And it ended up being Willie Parker.
The quarterback was Ronald Curry.
Yeah.
And the kicker, do you remember who the kicker was? Tim?
Jeff Reed.
And the snapper was his roommate. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird that there were like three guys that ended up being on the Steelers on the North Carolina team that went they won like 5 games that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve and I went to that game. That was Pitt played 1 year. They tore down Pitt Stadium, but they hadn't built Heinz Field yet. So they played this 1 year.
It was in Three River Stadium.
At Three River Stadium. And that's, yeah.
Fun fact was Pitt had the ball in like the 5, and the quarterback, John Turman, overthrew Antonio Bryant 3 times because he didn't realize I guess they didn't know he was a diabetic or what. Remember, his blood sugar got all messed up and he was all loopy like playing that last. It was the most Walt Harris move ever.
Wow.
So you still get a second.
I've never heard that before. At least come out. His blood sugar was off.
Yeah, it was the weirdest excuse ever. It was the most Pitt University of
you remember?
Pittsburgh.
Do you guys remember hearing when Vinny Testaverde got the league after he threw out his interception? He was colorblind.
Yeah,
that made a lot of sense.
That's what they said. I thought it was a joke at first, but then people said, "No, it's true. He was colorblind." I was like, "Okay, how is he going?" That's almost as bad as Sam Darnold seeing ghost.
Yeah.
All right, you got one more pick, Steve.
Oh, do I? Okay, my bad. We'll go back on defense, I guess, and we'll pick Timmons.
Another underrated guy.
All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm gonna go back to my line and we'll pick Leon Searcy.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a really good
Hated
pick.
to see him leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like those early days of like Tom Donahoe just not paying anybody. It's like, we'll get somebody else.
Yeah, we did an episode about the Tom Donahoe era, and we really dove into how they kept trying to replace Leon Searcy. They spent 4 consecutive like top 3 draft picks on that position, and all 4 failed more miserably than the last guy.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. They could never replace him, and that's one of the main reasons not the only reason. That was one of the main reasons that team got real bad at the end of the 90s. All right, so I get 2 picks here.
Yep. You're good.
I can't believe you guys didn't pick Levon Kirkland. So
Yeah, that's I picked Timmons instead.
I mean, I really can't believe he's still there. And I feel like if I don't take him now, you guys will snatch him up. So I got to take him because I know you guys both love him.
My plan was to get all four of the, Lloyd and Kirkland eventually, and that would have been all
Yeah.
four. So you messed that up. Thanks.
Yeah, and I could take. See, I've got Harrison and Watt. So do I want to take another outside linebacker and just put him inside and hope for the best? I might do that, but I'm not going to do it here. Here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Carnell Lake. If I can't have Troy, I think Carnell Lake was one of those guys that just made so many plays.
Definitely. All right, let's see. Who do I want here? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my tight end out of the way. I'll get Heath out of the way. Heath Miller,
Heath.
just so I can hear that every time he catches the ball.
There was a guy, I forget who was like the tight end right after him, but every time he got a pass, everybody would just Heath.
Jesse James.
I think it was
Yeah.
Jesse James. Yeah.
No matter what, he just looked around like, well, who?
It'd just be this big white tight end. Heath. It didn't matter who it was.
What?
I'm gonna take a wide receiver, I guess. Let me have Mike Wallace. We're gonna do the news here.
Really? You're gonna
60
take
minutes.
Wallace over? Okay.
Okay, yeah,
surprised.
you don't need to say who you were talking
Yep.
about.
I'll just stop talking.
Yeah, stop talking.
Yeah, there's another. Yeah, I needed some speed on the outside. Ben likes to chuck it deep, so we're gonna go with Mike Wallace. I need a defensive back. What the heck? I'll go. Nobody took Ike yet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Ike's available. Nice.
Ike's available.
I'll take Ike. I like Ike.
I like Ike.
Probably the second behind Rod Woodson, the best of the bunch there, really.
For cornerbacks, I would agree with that.
Okay, what am I missing here? Defensive line. I'm gonna go Brett Kiesel.
Keys. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm light on defensive line too. I gotta start with Captain Cam on my defensive line, Cam Hayward. And then the Mike Wallace pick scared me. I feel like I need to get my second receiver now. And it's really between two guys. And I won't say who the other guy is. Oh, this is hard.
Well, once you pick this one, it's over for you. I mean, you'll close out your wide receiver.
I know. Well, but you guys still need one, so I don't want to give anything away. I'm gonna take Yancey Thigpen.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know he got hurt often.
He's good every other year.
When he was on the field, he was just super dominant.
Lima Swede is still out there.
Lima Swede is still out there. Unfortunately,
Andre the Battle of Hastings.
Yeah, he's out there.
I liked old Hastings.
He wasn't bad for what he was. Yeah.
No, for what his role was, he wasn't bad.
Case Claypool's out there too. Remember that?
Yeah, he'll stay out there as far as I'm concerned.
I think he's out there in real life too. You could probably sign him.
I bet he wouldn't have a $150 appearance fee on your podcast.
You never know. You never know.
He might need the money these days.
Yeah. Where is he at now? Let's see. Let me see here. Oh gosh. Trying to figure out what my next move should be. Who I should pick here. No, not that one. That's for sure not. Smith's already gone. All right. I'll get my wide receiver over to. I'll go Santonio.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
the
yeah.
guy. That's the guy I was.
That's the other one you were talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a I had to pick Mike Wallace.
So you can pick Limas. I'll let you
Sant-
have Limas.
Santonio is the more clutch guy than Mike Wallace. Wallace wasn't bad though.
Yeah,
The other
Wallace, like you said, had the speed. I mean, he was really
Oh
fast.
God, yeah.
And he wasn't a bad receiver. He
No,
really,
he was good. Yeah,
yeah,
he was good.
yeah. My turn.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh, let's see.
Mm.
Oh, how about Jason Gilden? Nobody took
It's a
him.
good pick. He was the all-time sack leader for the
Yeah.
Steelers for a lot
Oh
of
wow,
years.
yeah.
Well, I'm on a linebacker pick. I need those outside guys, right? All right, Joey Porter, since nobody's taken him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. That's when I said I was thinking about taking an outside guy, moving him inside. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Once again, thinking of taking that next, and here comes pick them up. I'm gonna go ahead and get offensive line Jeff Harden's.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I'm gonna go offensive line too. I have Faneca, so I'm gonna pair him with David DeCastro.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Gonna be really powerful on the guards. Gonna really open up those lanes for Bettis. I'm not gonna have Ben as my quarterback, so I'm gonna need to definitely not gonna need to have a good running game. And then with my second pick, I'm going to take. Let's see. I'll take Minka.
All right. Mhm. So I want to go ahead and pick a running back. Get that over with. No. It's hard. I messed up because I said this is gonna be easy. This is gonna be a whole lot easier. No, I don't know about that now. Looking. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna go on defensive line, Javon Hargrave.
I forgot about that guy.
I was hoping. What was he?
I can't remember the guy from Notre Dame that everybody always said was good, and I never thought he was that great. He
Do it.
played defensive line. Yeah, to it.
To
He
it,
was,
yeah.
he was like okay for like 1 year. I don't know. Everybody's like, hey, it's so great.
I was hoping Hargrave was, the 49ers got rid of him. I was like, maybe he can come back to Pittsburgh. But I think he ended up signing with Minnesota.
He did. Yeah, he signed somewhere else.
Oh, do not pick. I'm clearing my head right now. Clearing my head.
Wait, so you took Hargrave? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I took
Okay.
Hargrave. Clearing my head.
All right, whose turn?
Yours.
Mine.
You better not pick.
Who's Stevie trying to pick?
You've been good at it. You shouldn't have to think about it too much because you really picked up on it.
I need some offensive linemen. I need a tackle. I'm taking Max Starks.
Yes, good job.
I cannot believe Max Starks is here. And I have Max Starks' jersey. Believe it or not, officially signed by Max Starks.
I was going to say you met him once, didn't you, Steve?
Yes, it was at an event, a Thanksgiving event, where he was giving away turkeys on a charity thing, and so he he was there, and he's taller than the tallest human being I've ever met. And it was crazy. And I still have it. I don't have it in a frame or anything, but like, how many times like I've gotten really broke in my life, and like I've wanted to sell the jersey, and that's like the biggest Mexican standoff between me and my wife. She will not let me sell it. I'm like, dude, it's worth like 200, 300 easy, easy. And it's signed, and I have it authenticated. So like I could literally, I know I could get a lot more, but if you're in a pinch, you just kind of take what you can get. And it's kind of like the gift of the Magi, because there's things that she won't, she wants to sell that I won't let her. So it's like a reverse gift of like, I won't let her sell that, and she won't let me sell that. So just a
Nice.
fun insight into my weird marriage, I guess. Anyway, okay, who else should I pick? I got two. I don't have any defensive backs hardly. Who do we got left? I don't know. Should I go running back? There is one guy who I like. Since I got the speed, I'm going to go with a power running back. I'm going with Barry Bananas Foster.
Very Foster.
I think I got a great combo there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just don't have Foster go back and
yeah. I got like a fast guy and the pound them up the middle guy. I think I got a good thing going there, and a lot of speed on the outside. So you got to play your safety back. I like my chances here.
All right. So you didn't pick who I was after, and I had to bring out a little prop for this one. And no injuries in this league that will put you out. So I'm going number 50 here. I'm going Ryan Shazier.
Oh yeah. I thought about him, but I already have all my linebackers, so you were safe. You were safe, Steve.
Yep, that's a good pick for sure. All right.
I don't know what our defense would be like now if he was still around.
Yeah, that was one of the guys that almost could have replaced what's his name? Ferrier.
Yeah.
All right, I need some help on the offensive line. Do I want to pick that now, or do I want to wait? I'm gonna go with Marvell Smith.
Yeah, that was another
Just
guy I was thinking of.
Solid tackle. He'll be there. He'll anchor that line.
We won a lot with him, and we didn't win a lot when he wasn't here.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go defensive line. Another guy that people may or may not remember, but really good pass rusher from the defensive line. I'm gonna take Ray Seals.
Oh yeah.
Man, I wanted him. I thought I could wait longer on him.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go cornerback, so I don't have one yet. Joe Hayden.
Good one.
Yeah, that's solid. All right. I guess it's my turn again, huh? Or is it Tim's? Yeah, no, it's my turn.
Your turn.
Let's see. I only have one defensive back. I'll go with that. I have the 90s defensive backfield here, or the aughts defensive backfield. I'm going B-Mac, Brian McFadden.
Yeah.
We won a Super Bowl with those guys. So.
Yep.
And just Tim will get a kick out of this. I'm going to pick a defensive lineman just for fun, just because it'll be hilarious that I picked him. I'll pick Kevin Henry.
Yeah, I knew that's who was coming. Kevin Henry, who had the big interception at Drew Bledsoe.
And doesn't run very fast.
And Steve yelled at my TV for him to run faster in a graphic tone.
Oh, let's see. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna just go Stephen Tuitt on my defensive line, finish off my line.
Yeah. It's a good pick. even though Steve doesn't think so.
He doesn't think so. He's down there like, whatever.
I don't know. Everybody always like ranted and raved about him. I saw him like play like one good game. I was like, okay. Who's up?
Him.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's see here.
We need like a board or something that like says
Yeah,
up, you know.
yeah. I'm gonna take Cordell Stewart.
Solid pick.
I mean,
I can't believe
honestly,
you took him over Neil. That's that. I mean, I guess that's a toss up.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Cordell can at least do some things. He can run. He's one of those guys that was ahead of his time. I feel like if Cordell was playing today, people would
Yeah.
be slobbering over what they could do with
Definitely.
him, right?
You know, I think though Stevie's not in as bad a position as you think. Though he's definitely got like 2 or 3 options that are serviceable, if not good. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I'm like, there's like
Yeah.
2 or 3 guys I can think
Well,
of off my head.
I'm assuming that if I drafted Russ, I was getting Steeler Russ and not Seattle Russ. So I stayed away from him.
You mean Denver Russ, I guess.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
either
He was
way.
He was decent in Seattle. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I
lost
said
lost the Super Bowl because of him.
But I'm saying I'm not getting Seattle Russ. I'm getting Steeler Russ, and that's not going to really. I'd rather have Cordell.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have another pick. Boy, this is tough. I have a lot of guys that I kind of want here. I'm going to go back to the offensive line. I'm actually going to take Alejandro Villanueva. I think he'll be a solid. Him on one side, Marvell on the other side, with DeCastro and Faneca as my guards. I think Bettis is going to rush for a lot of yards with that line.
I'm going to go finish off my safeties. I'm going to go Ryan Clark.
Yeah, that's I honestly thought about him with that last pick. I already have 2 safeties, but I was thinking Carnell Lake, I could move him to cornerback.
Corner, yeah.
Yeah.
My turn again.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna take a safety since there seems to be a run on. I'll take Chris Hope.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that
I have like the all underrated team.
Yeah, that's a good underrated pick, Chris Hope.
There's one more you could pick in the defensive backfield that was underrated that would. I'm not going to give him away yet.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking of him. See, the receiver I want, I know nobody's going to pick just because he's my own personal favorite.
Yeah, I know who that is too.
Yeah, and I need a possession wide receiver, so yes. So I guess what the heck? We'll finish out the defensive backfield with Deshae Townsend.
That's who I was going to pick.
That doesn't really give me a true safety, but he played like that cornerback, like that nickel back.
Chris Hope's a safety.
Chris Hope's a safety.
Yeah.
I have 1 safety. Yeah,
you got
3 defensive back. So I'm ready for the modern offenses that throw the ball a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna finish off my running back, and I feel like I'm picking this guy, and I'm not thinking about somebody else, but he played good when he was in Pittsburgh, when he filled in. I'm gonna go D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, he was solid.
All right, so you guys both finished off your running backs. That means I can wait on mine. Do I want to take tight end now? Heath is already off the board, so I feel like I got to take Eric Green.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's the kind of a no-brainer between the other guy's good, but he doesn't catch a lot of passes.
Yeah, well, there's 2 other guys. There's really 2 other guys that I had on my tight end board, but I'd rather have Eric Green.
Yeah.
Than both of them. You guys finished off defensive line, so I'm going to wait on that. Let me go back to linebacker. I'm going to try to finish that off. And again, I don't think I'm going to really. I'm going to go. Okay. I'm gonna go actually with Kendrell Bell because when he was good, when he was
He's
healthy,
another
When he
guy
was
like
healthy. When he
Yeah.
was
and he
healthy.
really couldn't play the pass that well, but like he was really good against the run. Like nobody ran on us when we had like him and Hampton and Smith.
yeah,
Like you couldn't run on us at all.
yeah. Well, I got Kirkland as my other inside linebacker. He can play the pass.
Which is
Kendrell can
weird
focus on the
since
run.
since he like weighs like twice as much as
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I know y'all had him on the show. I don't know if y'all mentioned it to him or not, but I just remember Monday night football game. I think it was a Monday night game. It was a night game. It was either Sunday or Monday night game. And there's like what 280-pound Levon Kirkland in coverage, making an interception way down the field, making an interception. I mentioned that to him, and he as soon as I said it, oh yeah, I remember that play. I remember that play very well. Nobody thought I could cover. But,
he told us that the AFC Championship game against Denver,
oh yeah,
where Shannon Sharp caught the pass that like won the game or iced the game for Denver, that he should have been in coverage on Sharp, and they didn't. They had, I think it was Gilden. I can't remember who, but they didn't have
Gilden in
him on
coverage.
Sharp. Yeah, they did not have him covering Sharp, and he said he was really upset. He said he felt like if he would have been covering Shannon Sharp, that play doesn't happen. So he was very, very good cover guy and confident in his abilities to cover and did a really good job doing it.
Yeah.
an interception at AFC Championship game.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
away,
wasn't that like the first play of the game?
yeah,
Yes,
the first
yeah.
pass, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna finish off my linebackers. I'm gonna go Bud Dupree.
Ooh. I forgot about Bud. Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's with the Chargers.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't think he's done that well since he's left the Steelers. I mean, he's kind of
He's
mediocre.
done okay, but he had played nowhere near the caliber he
Yeah.
was in Pittsburgh. He don't have TJ on the other side either. So
Yeah,
True.
you got Khalil Mack, but I mean Khalil Mack after that first few seasons is kind of slowed down.
So nobody took I think this is a pretty bad oversight by all three of us, but nobody took Greg Lloyd.
Yeah, I took him on the first draft.
Yeah, we took him in the 80s draft. I think that's why we were thinking we
Yeah.
kind of lumped him in the 80s episode. And then nobody took Lamar Woodley. I was surprised by that.
I had him on my board, but I could get Gilden and Porter, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like Porter's a little better, and Gilden's way better. Although Woodley was pretty good. I mean,
Woodley was clutch at times. I mean, Woodley would come up with some clutch plays. I mean,
yeah,
the Super Bowl against the Cardinals,
Right.
yeah,
the second Warner at the end, and then that year the Baltimore game where he scored a touchdown that kind of
Yeah.
set things in motion for us
Yes.
in the second half.
Yes. Well, and you guys are right because Steve, you've got, like you said, Gillen and Porter. Steve, you've got Green and Chad Brown. I've got Harrison and Watt. So we've got better pass rushers than Woodley. So he just kind of
the old embarrassment of riches, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's up now? I just picked. Did I just pick? Yeah, I just picked.
You picked Bud Dupree. Yeah. So I think Steve, you're up, right?
Yeah, Steve's up.
Yeah, I'm up. I will take. Who do I need here? I still need offensive linemen. What the heck? I'll take a. How about I don't know. Need a guard. Kendall Simmons. He's a guard.
Yeah,
isn't
he was good. He was
Yeah.
actually really good. Got hurt. I
Yeah.
remember but other than that, he was really good.
I guess I might as well take another guard. Trying to think. I think he played guard. Brandon Stye.
Brendan Stein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was guard. He was on that Super Bowl 30 team. I think he was starting guard, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna finish off my defensive backfield. I'm gonna go cornerback. Making sure. It's a tough one between two of them. I'm gonna go William Gay.
Big play.
Big play,
Willie.
Willie.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact about him: he's tied with Rod Woodson for on the all-time Steeler list of pick sixes.
Boy, you wouldn't have picked the second guy on that list for sure.
No. All right. Okay, so everything that I have left, I think you guys have mostly finished off. So, but I'm gonna pick it anyway. So I'm gonna finish off my defensive line. This is another tough one because I've got two choices here. I can say them both because you guys already picked all your guys. I've got Kimo von Oelhoffen and Joel Steed.
Oh, I forgot about Chemo. Oh man, how could I forget about Chemo? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take Joel Steed. He's another
Really?
guy. Yeah,
Wow.
he's another guy that I think was underrated. He was one of those. He was Casey Hampton before Casey Hampton.
For sure. Yeah.
So
Part of that Colorado. We
yeah,
started drafting all Colorado players.
that's right. Because
We
Chad
did.
Brown was from there, and Dion Figures, and nobody took Dion
Well-
Figures. And I'm not going to.
Well, if it was if we had a designated onside kick guy, we
Yeah.
could be on
Yeah, there you go.
I mean that
Yes.
that was
Yeah.
about all he was good for.
All right.
Yeah, you got one more.
Yeah. So I could go cornerback here. But I think I'm going to move Carnell Lake to cornerback, and I'm going to take Darren Perry.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. He's definitely a good safety. Yeah.
And the one I was debating with William Gay was Willie Williams too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been a good pick. I even thought about Porter Jr., but I feel like that's to be
Yeah.
determined.
Yeah, he's still got a little bit to do. Offensive line. Ooh. Go Ramon Foster.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. He does a good podcast with Dejan
Yeah, he
Kovacevic. Yeah.
All right, Steve.
All right, my turn. I need another defensive lineman.
No,
So-
no, you need
Or
a
offensive lineman, I
yeah.
meant. Yeah. Let me see. How about the Justin Strelzik?
yeah,
Right.
that's a good pick. The late great Justin
Yes,
Strelzik. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that gives me 5, right? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
So you got one pick left. That's your tight end.
Or no, I got a
He's got to
wide
get wide receiver.
receiver.
Oh, 2 picks. I'm sorry.
okay, yeah. Tight end, whatever. I'll make I guess I'll take Mark Bruder.
Yeah. I guess it was really Bruner or Heath, right? I mean, or Heath, sorry. Bruner or Muth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody want Matt Spaeth?
No.
If I need somebody to pee in the parking lot, sure.
Okay. So what do I got left? Quarterback. I'm gonna pull a Steve and wait for the quarterback to.
There you go.
So I need another offensive lineman. Jeez. This is Slim Pickens. Did anybody pick Beecham?
No.
Okay.
It's a good pick. That's one of those guys. Remember him? He was like the, you know, well, he's a backup. He's a backup. He's not a starter. Then it was like he's an invaluable starter. We can't lose.
Gosh, I should. I got to kick Kendrick Green. No, I'll stick with Kelvin Beecham.
Yeah, that's a smart pick.
Yeah, Kendrick Green. Yeah, whatever.
All right, so I'm rounding up my team here. I need a center, and this might age poorly, but I don't think it will. I really think this guy's going to be a stud. I'm taking Zach Frazier for my
Oh
center.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I needed a new jersey because my number 8 Kenny Pickett jersey is now a little bit out of date. And so I got Zach Frazier because I really think that guy's a stud, despite the fact that he went to WVU.
Well, nobody's perfect.
And then I got to take another running back. I got Bettis. So, man, I feel like there's a lot of good options here. Okay. Because nobody's picked Bam Morris. Nobody picked Eric Pegram. Nobody picked
Veron
James,
Haynes.
James Conner, Mendenhall. But I'm going to go a little bit unexpected here. And a guy that I always really liked and I thought was like the unsung hero of that Super Bowl 43 team. I'm going to take Mewelde Moore.
Oh wow, yeah.
The discount double M.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like you could throw to him out of the backfield. I just think he'll pair perfectly with Bettis.
Scored that winning touchdown against Baltimore in that game.
Yeah.
Broke a couple of tackles. Well, I'll go ahead and say it now. My quarterback is Devlin Duck Hodges. No.
The Duck, yes. Mason Rudolph's still available.
I'll go with Neil.
Neil, yeah.
I now own Oil Wells and Dallas O'Donnell after Jerry Jones paid me out.
Yeah, it's a shame. I always thought if we lost that Super Bowl to Dallas, if we lost that Super Bowl by, I don't know, 30-10 or whatever, people kind of remember Neil as being better than they remember him. You know what I mean? It's like if he didn't throw that, or even if we come back but we don't score, we just don't score enough points. I feel like people remember him a lot differently. It's just those interceptions.
It's not just the interception. I can take the interception, but the fact that the interceptions were I mean,
yeah,
they were right to Larry Brown. I mean, he made Larry Brown like a millionaire because Larry Brown signs this big contract with the Raiders the next year, and he never does a thing after that. I mean,
hey, he was on an episode of Married with Children, so.
Oh wow! So he made Larry Brown a TV star.
And they actually make a joke about it. He's like, "Oh, it's like stealing money, like those interceptions." And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's a good point too. If he throws like over the middle and the guy breaks on it, makes a nice play, you're right. Then it's a different story.
Yeah, but it was right. Both of them. I mean, both of them hit him right between the numbers.
And if you look like on the replay of the TV replay, there's nothing but green. There's like no other players anywhere near him.
I don't know who he was throwing to.
I don't think Neil does either.
He had that great career after he left Pittsburgh with the Jets, though. So
where they were making too much noise in Detroit. And he kept like stepping away from center, like, they're making too much noise. And they like warned the crowd twice, and it just made him cheer louder. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that always confused me because I'm like, they're not. If you step away, they're just going to get louder. I mean,
you're just like it's just like a little kid. They're gonna like do it more now.
Yeah, when you say no, you said don't do this to a little kid. It's like, okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Whose pick is it?
It's you're Mr. Irrelevant, Stephen. We know who it is.
All right. Well, whatever. He's my favorite player. My favorite Steeler player still of all time, Mr. Ernie Mills. I love Ernie Mills.
I'll tell you what.
He could have used braces maybe, but that man could catch a football, and he had a decent career after the Steelers. He had a really good season in Carolina or Dallas. Because he had some decent years after them, and he's a possession. I have the speed guy, and I have the possession guy, and I have another kind of possession tight end. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I got a decent team here.
I got to interview Ernie Mills, and one of the things that people don't realize, everybody talks about Willie Williams making that play in the AFC Championship game that saved it, but Ernie Mills doesn't stick his hand out and knock the ball away from Quentin Coriat. That's the interception. Game over right there. Yeah. And he talked about that too. He said because Coriat, he saw him a few years later, and Coriat said, "Man, you cost me a trip to the Super Bowl with me being a superstar in the Super Bowl. But yeah, that was big right there. But Ernie Mills, yeah. And then comes back after that and makes the big play to set up the winning touchdown. So
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. We don't make the Super Bowl that year without Ernie Mills.
no.
He kind of what I would say, like emblemizes my team, like a bunch of underrated guys. I got a lot of underrated guys.
You got grit.
I got Super Bowl quarterback with a bunch of underrated guys. I think I can go far.
You how did he get Mr. Irrelevant again? Didn't he get it last time?
No, it was me last time.
Oh, you got it last time. I was
Yeah.
gonna say but yeah. Just that wide receiver crew from that year, 95.
Oh, they
look
were
at that.
amazing. Yeah.
Big Finn, Mills, Hastings.
And they threw Cordell in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cordell was in there. What was the guy? He caught one pass all year, and he caught
Corey Holiday, maybe.
Corey Holiday. That's a
Yeah.
Carolina guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I remember that out of the Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he caught a pass in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the AFC Championship game when he caught a pass,
Yeah.
it was a kind of a big play, and Dick Enberg. That's the first pass he's caught all year.
He was kind of like that Nate Washington. He was the Nate Washington
Oh,
before
gosh.
Nate Washington.
Nate Washington was I mean, you think about that. Nate Washington had that Super Bowl against who was it? Was it Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that year he had a big year. He came up with some big plays.
That last drive, everybody remembers Santonio, but Nate Washington caught a big pass on that last drive too.
Yeah.
So who was on your guys' board that nobody took? I got a couple of people.
I got the hitman, Earl Holmes.
Yeah,
Got Clark Hagan's.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Did anybody pick Larry Foote?
No.
No, I almost picked him, but
Yeah.
then I thought about Shazier, and I was like, okay, I got picked
Yeah.
him.
Nobody picked Plexico. I mean, just
Nobody
because I like
picked more- nobody
Plexico's
picked-
probably better than Ernie Mills, but I like Ernie.
Everybody picked Martavis.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Antoine Randall was another one.
Yeah.
Charles Johnson. I thought about like Juju.
Nobody picked our favorite race baiter and Al Qaeda sympathizer Rashard Mendenhall.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Lee Flowers was another one that I thought
Yeah.
about.
I don't know. Chris Hope's better than Lee
I
Flowers.
agree.
Gary Osowski,
yeah,
I have
Gary,
him. I have him on here. Yeah.
Brenson Buckner.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's another good one.
Did I say Orpheus Roy?
No, forgot about
nobody
him.
picked him. What about Charles Johnson?
Yeah, the late Charles Johnson. Forgot about him too.
And
Yeah.
John L. Williams?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have John L on my list. That would have been a good pick.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was there, but I mean, he was more blocking than anything with Tim Lester. He was
Yeah.
more
John
veteran.
Whitman. Speaking of fullbacks, in Kreider, they were kind of like back to back there. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Remind me when we stop recording to talk to y'all about Whitman.
Nice. Has to be an off-air story. That must be a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But no, I can't believe nobody picked Mike Tomczak.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sneaky. That would have been a sneaky.
That
pick.
would have been like
would've been.
something you would have done at the end if you had the last pick of quarterback. Will Wolford. He was
I thought about Will Wolford. I had too many guards already, and he played guard when he was here. He played tackle when he was with the Bills, but he played guard here, so that's why I passed on him.
And nobody picked Pegram.
Yeah, I thought about him. I thought that's why I took Moade more. I thought
Yeah.
those were kind of the same type of player, but I thought Moore did it a little bit better.
I'm looking. Hastings was out there, but he was more possession guy.
There was a couple of guys we took that crossed over into the 80s and 90s that we took on the last episode, like Gerald with a G, Williams. and John Jackson on the offensive line. We
Yeah.
didn't pick those guys.
Duval Love. Nobody picked Duval Love.
Duval Love, yeah. The other guy on the offensive line that I thought about was Carlton Hasselrig.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
I did. Yeah, I thought about taking him too. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was another guy that was, I mean, again, really, really good and career badly shortened by some life choices.
Yeah. Dwight Stone.
I don't
Hands of
know.
stone.
Hands of
Yeah.
Stone.
I
right
mean, if
above.
you're looking for like a special teamer, sure.
Yeah.
Might as well get him and Troy Edwards. I mean,
Ooh. DJ Johnson.
Yeah. DJ
Yeah.
Johnson wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad. No.
Yeah.
Just looking at some of these guys up here.
Who was the guy who got burned in the championship game?
Tim McKyer.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim McKyer. Yeah.
Yeah, we brought him over from what? The
I think
49ers.
San
Yeah.
Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have flashbacks of that. I saw that the other day and I was like, God, no.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
No, that was a sad day. I can't think of anybody else from that.
How about Deontay Johnson? Anybody tempted to grab him?
No. I was not tempted at all.
I mean, he had his moments. I know he didn't have a good
Dropped
attitude. I know he
dropped a lot of
dropped everything.
passes.
He was a really, really good route runner. I mean, he
Yeah,
did
he
that
was-
probably better than anybody. Just didn't always catch the ball when he got himself open. That's all.
and
And
try
then
to
he,
get the ball when it was a fumble.
yeah, yeah. And then he got himself kicked off of like 4 teams last year. That was pretty
That's got to be
pretty
a record.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, no, he wasn't that great. Looking at some of the I don't even remember that. I barely remember Brent Alexander at safety.
Yeah,
I remember him. Yeah.
he
He
was
was
there on some of those not so good teams in the
Yeah.
late 90s. I think that's
What
why.
was the name of the guy that he played in the secondary, but I don't think he started, but when it talked so much trash about Brady that year, right before we played him.
Anthony Smith.
Yes, that was him.
Yeah.
We didn't pick Dwayne Washington.
No, I
Or
had him
Chad
on
Scott. Yeah.
I had Dwayne on the list. I didn't have Chad Scott on my board.
Dwayne wasn't. Steve and I always talked about. We talked about him in one of our episodes. We said he wasn't bad. He just had this like awareness problem. You know, he
Yeah.
it's not like he got burned. It wasn't like a guy being 10 yards behind him. Like Dwayne would be there. And then there was a game against Miami one year where it was like the quintessential Dwayne game where he like tipped the ball and then the receiver caught it in the end zone. Like one of those plays, that was just kind of his career. Like he wasn't bad. He just had bad luck. And that's why he started so many years, because he actually was a pretty good cornerback. But man, he just sort of was always at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I don't know if you guys saw my interview with Carl Pickens a couple of weeks ago.
I saw you posted that. Yeah. I was surprised.
We talked about Dwayne Washington up there.
Yeah, he burned him that one game. They just threw
God,
3 jump balls at him. Yeah.
He crucified Dwayne Washington that day. I remember watching it that day, and I was like, "Is he? Gosh, what did we pay you for, dude? Come on!"
That was O'Donnell too. That was when O'Donnell was played for
the
Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Because they faked the spike at the end.
Right.
The last play, they faked the spike and got it off that. But he threw a jump ball up there, and Dwayne Washington just looked like looking around like, "Ooh, what?" So I guess I won't have Dwayne Washington on my podcast anytime soon. But anyway, no, I mean I don't really see a whole lot that besides those. I think we pretty much covered everybody that didn't get picked. Of course, Chemo didn't get picked. We talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
Charlie Batch. Anybody think about picking Michael Vick?
I forgot about Michael Vick.
Yeah. But again, you're getting Steelers Michael Vick, not Atlanta Michael Vick.
Exactly. That's why you didn't pick him.
Yeah.
Like I said, this looks like a. All right, you guys want to go over your teams?
Yeah. Steve, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. At quarterback, I have Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, we got Willie Parker and Barry Foster for our running backs. Mike Wallace and Ernie Mills for our wide receivers. Tight end, Mark Bruner. Offensive line, we got Max Starks, Dermontti Dawson, Kendall Simmons, Brandon Stye, and Justin Strelzik. Linebackers, we got James Ferrier, Lawrence Timmons, Jason Gilden, Joey Porter. We're good at linebacker. Defensive line, we're doing well too. Aaron Smith, Casey Hampton, and Kevin Henry. And defensive back, Ike Taylor, Brian McFadden, Chris Hope, and Deshae Townsend.
Good team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my quarterback is Cordell Stewart, and then I've got the bus, Jerome Bettis, and Moalde Moore at running back. At wide receiver, I've got Antonio Brown and Yancey Thigpen. AB is going to be really upset when Cordell throws the ball at his feet all the time. Like he's going to be throwing stuff on the sidelines a lot. That's going to be our biggest problem to overcome, I think. Tight end, I've got Eric Green. Offensive line, I've got Marvell Smith and Alejandro Villanueva at the tackles. I've got Alan Faneca and David DeCastro at guard, and I've got Zach Frazier at center. Defensive line, I've got Cam Hayward, Ray Seals, and Joel Steed. Linebacker, I've got James Harrison and TJ Watt on the outside, and I've got Levon Kirkland and Kendra Bell on the inside. And then for defensive backs, I've got Rod Woodson, Carnell Lake, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Darren Perry.
That's a heck of a defense right there.
Yeah, I'm happy with my defense.
Yeah, it's not good. Well, just like you said, a quarterback is not going to have much more than three to throw the ball. I mean, you got Cam coming up the middle, and then, yeah, that's not going to be pretty. So, quarterback, Neil O'Donnell. Yeah. Running backs Le'Veon Bell and D'Angelo Williams. Wide receivers, Hines Ward, Santonio Holmes. Tight end, Heath Miller. My offensive linemen are Marquise Pouncey, Leon Searcy, Jeff Hartens, Ramon Foster, and Kelvin Beecham. Defensive line, Brett Kiesel, Javon Hargrave, and Stephen Tuitt. Linebackers, Kevin Green, Chad Brown, Ryan Shazier, Bud Dupree. And my corners are Joe Hayden and William Gay. Safeties are Troy Polamalu and Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
I think these teams, like we said, you had 3 decades to pick from, and you had a lot of turnover to pick from. These teams match up better against each other than in all phases of it. They match up a lot better against each other.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to pick in the late rounds of this draft than it was.
Yes, it was. Nobody picked Najee Davenport either.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, the
what did they call
dump
him?
truck.
Dump truck, yeah.
Because of that incident.
Yeah, in college. Yeah.
In college, yeah.
But,
so in the last episode, we said, we didn't pick kickers, but who would you have picked if there were kickers?
Oh, wow.
Jeff Reed.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Boz.
Yeah.
Gotta take Boz.
And Jeffrey Boz. You guys still got Gary Anderson.
You would?
Yeah.
Norm Johnson.
Yeah, Norm was good. What was the
Claude Peterson?
Not him.
John Schwisham.
Yeah, missed that field goal. Missed that field goal in the Super Bowl. That's all. Sadly, that's all I remember about that guy.
Isn't he the one that got hurt in the preseason game? That's what opened the door for Boswell.
Yeah, he got hurt in a preseason, like the Hall of Fame game or something.
Yeah.
I want to say. Yeah.
So Boswell was signed after that. Gosh, who else? What was?
Chris
May have been
Brown.
a punter. It may have been the punter that Cowher hated so much. He used to.
Oh, Josh Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we could have picked Jim Miller at quarterback too.
Yeah.
You know what? I forgot about him. Jeez.
That's true. Punter would have been interesting because I feel like the Steelers have never really had a good punter ever. I mean, Josh Miller was probably the closest thing we had to it. But
Colquitt wasn't bad in the 70s.
Okay, yeah, Colquitt. probably. I mean,
Yeah.
but boy, it's like
Here lately, no.
yeah, any time in the last
I
40
thought at least the
years.
guy last year was mediocre, which was a step up from Percy.
Before he got hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both guys. I mean, the guy we signed from Houston was supposed to be really good, and then he got hurt in the first game. But yeah, you're right. The other guy that came in did okay. There was a guy in the '90s who I don't think anybody would ever remember. His name was Dan Straczynski,
I remember him.
and he didn't punt far, but he punted really high. Like, and you wouldn't. So a lot of times the guys would fair catch. Like he just always got fair catches, and I didn't think that was that big of a deal until he left. And the year after he left was the Eric Metcalf game. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
man, I wish we still had Dan Straczynski punting real high so that these guys couldn't return kicks.
Well, that's another thing. Josh Miller was good at like angling the ball towards the sideline, so like it was tough to return. Yeah.
Remember
what about remember Mark Royals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy with the porn stash.
Yeah, he did have that. Yeah.
Did the fake punt against Houston Cowards first game?
Yeah, that's right. That was him. There was the guy we drafted in like the fourth round, Sepulveda. Remember him?
I do.
He was good till he got hurt. He actually was good.
Yeah, but his career was so short because he was always hurt. Yeah.
Gosh, we've had a lot of punters.
That's what I'm saying.
They've drafted 2 punters. They drafted Harvin and Sepulveda.
Yeah, it's just never. It's just,
who drafts a punter?
it's never worked out real well with punters. So
who was the punter here? Let's say. Okay. All right. Well, I will say I'm disappointed in the 70s, 80s. Nobody picked Todd Blackledge as a quarterback either. I'd forgot about him till something popped up on one of the teams up there. I'm like, Lord, have mercy, Todd Blackledge.
yeah, he was. Did he go to Penn State?
Yes, he was the quarterback of the national championship team that year.
Yeah, and then he was a first round pick, I think,
by the Chiefs.
Yeah, and over Marino.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll talk about us not picking Marino, but I mean, I'm like, you got to think about them other teams before, especially when you pick a Todd Blackledge over a Dan Marino.
Yeah.
I mean, just because he won a national championship doesn't mean.
Ouch.
Kurt Warner, the running back, had a lot to do with that game.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, like I said, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on. I've enjoyed the last 2 episodes we've done. You know, guys, be sure to check out the 70s and 80s draft on the Pittsburgh Sports Memories podcast, and go check them out wherever they're on Facebook. Check them out on Facebook, and be sure wherever you stream your podcast to listen and give them a listen. They've got some interesting episodes, and I mean, being a Pittsburgh fan, it was right up my alley, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy it too. And go and get the book. There you go again. We'll show the book, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, the unofficial history. I'm covering up the title a little bit, but I'm getting ready to dive into that as soon as we get through with this. Start reading it tonight. But guys, Steve, Tim, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. And man, I've had a blast with this, and maybe we should go to the front office and try to find Pittsburgh a quarterback. Get this quarterback situation handled. And I do not want Aaron Rodgers. Let him sit out there on the beach. Let him sit in his black retreat or whatever, dark retreat.
I'll take Mason Rudolph as a placeholder.
Yeah, I will.
I'll
take him way over Aaron Rodgers for sure. Yep. And he'll be a lot cheaper too. But
yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. We will see you next time on The Final Score.